I'm Jon Sicotte, executive editor of the Brewer Magazine and ciderbusiness.com. Welcome to another edition of the Brewer Mag Podcast here on YouTube and Spotify. Make sure you are liking and subscribing. Like I said, this is a Cider Business Podcast on the Brewer Mag Podcast today. The Brewer Mag and Cider Business Podcast is sponsored by Square. Square keeps every corner of your brewery moving. And Cidery. From orders and payments to staff and data, Square helps you manage it all so you can focus on the good stuff. See how Square can help your business at square.com/good stuff. We're also sponsored by Keg Logistics. You can find out more details at keglogistics.com. And of course, you can go to brewermag.com 24 hours a day and ciderbusiness.com for all of your industry needs. Well, CiderCon 2026 is next week, and we're going to be there. I'm going to be there, get a chance to connect with the cider industry. We're going to be in Providence, Rhode Island for that. This will be the fourth time for me out of the 16 times that this event has happened. So we always like to be able to take some time to preview what's to come at CiderCon. And we had a chance to talk with Jennie Dorsey from the American Cider Association to get a rundown of the week, along with getting a glimpse at some seminars to look forward to help move your cidery forward. Check it out right here on the Brewer Mag and Cider Business Podcast. This Brewer Mag podcast is sponsored by Keg Logistics. Now's the perfect time to review your keg management strategy. Whether you're seeking a truly flexible keg rental program or intrigued by the seamless distribution freedom of paper fill, Keg Logistics is ready to craft a personalized solution for you, ensuring you receive the kegs you need precisely when you need them. For details, visit keglogistics.com/brewermag. Keg Logistics, modern solutions for keg efficiency. Well, we're joined with Jennie Dorsey, who is the Director of Education for the American Cider Association and on the board of CiderCon. Jennie, thanks so much for joining us here on the Brewer Mag and Cider Business Podcast today.
Of course. Thanks so much for having me.
Well, thanks. And yeah, I'm sure you're looking forward to it. It's always a fun time. This year, it's in Providence, Rhode Island for the 16th annual CiderCon. This is the, I think, seventh city, if my math is right, of looking through the list of who you guys have been at. Obviously, it's a new one for you. Why Providence?
You know, CiderCon has been in a number of different cities over the years. It's actually my 15th CiderCon. So an OG awesome. Coming in. And it's really nice to be able to go into another apple growing region and to really be able to support our members and to be able to allow them to go and visit those different cideries and to be able to get a feeling of a different local terroir, because that's really what CiderCon is about. It's about understanding cider in different regions. And so we want to be able to support as many as we can by visiting as many of those different regions throughout the U.S. as we can.
Yeah, I think it's neat because it does give people an opportunity, especially, and sometimes maybe the East Coasters can't get all the way to the West Coast and vice versa. So all of a sudden it's like, oh, well, this is in my backyard. And especially in the Northeast, there's, so many apple producers. It's got to be great. Like, have you guys seen strong numbers when you were out there in that area, and now you're in a new area? I'm sure it generates new interest.
It's a brand new event every single time. And that's what's so wonderful about CiderCon is if you hold it in the same place every time, you end up with kind of the same events, where by moving it around, CiderCon is different, new, amazing every single year.
That's awesome. So what is cool about Providence? What do you know about Providence, and what are you looking forward to while you're there?
So I haven't been yet, I'm not going to lie, but I will say that I am most excited about the food. I have heard amazing things about the food in Providence, and I'm so excited. I can't wait to be able to have cider with all of the amazing food in Providence. We have amazing tours coming up. We have all of these great things that are going to really allow us to bring those ciders in and have really great food with them.
So let's get into it. What is CiderCon 2026 going to be all about? And what are some of the new things that maybe the people have been there, like you said, been there before? What can we look forward to? Or for the new people, what are they looking forward to?
So CiderCon this year is all about crafting cider's future together. And it's really now more than ever about bringing everyone together to really look forward to the future and come together and really make that future together. Now, in so many years, we really have looked to the past to see kind of what we what we can change and what we can do different. Where this year we're really looking forward into the future and looking to, rather than, kind of reminiscing on the past, where we're really shooting our eyes forward and working together to really shoot for the stars. Cider is in an upwards trajectory, and we're really rolling with that. And I think we're really feeling that momentum as we're coming into this new year, and we're seeing some really great things happening for cider throughout the country and throughout the world. That we're so excited to be having so many people from all over the world coming in for CiderCon, sharing their knowledge. So happy to be working through these collaborations, sharing their knowledge, sharing their joy, and really taking that and molding it to what we want the cider industry to be.
Absolutely. And the cool thing is it's just being able to get around people that are like-minded, understand, the same challenges, the same things that are going on, and be able to, bounce ideas off of each other and celebrate each other a little bit. Like you said, I mean, cider really is having a moment right now. And when you hear about, alcohol producers in general, things are down. Sometimes cider is like, oh, we get to celebrate this a little bit. I mean, I'm sure that's what a lot of people look forward to, is just like kind of have that same mentality for a little bit and be able to share in those experiences. Well, how about what exactly goes on in a week? Because it's like it has the dates, but you guys have it kind of spread out through the whole week. We can talk Monday and Friday are kind of the same. We'll wrap up with that, but let's talk about, there's like longer seminars kind of when you can get there on Tuesday, heading into afternoon networking. What is the Tuesday all about coming up? Which I think, looking at my calendar, would be February 3rd.
Yeah, so Tuesday is more of our long form or our boot camp style. So these are less of the sessions and more of the boot camps, TTB, the Cider Institute Aroma. It's also the Certified Sommelier exam. So this is a big thing that happens at CiderCon every year. It also happens at multiple other locations throughout the year, but it is the only worldwide cider certification. So this is a big deal for a lot of people. They come in from all over the world in order to earn their certification. This is the advanced level of certification. We also have Cider Share, which is a really big deal. We have about 60 producers from all over the world who bring in their cider just to share with people. And this is not a public event. So you have to be registered to CiderCon in order to be able to taste these ciders. And this is something not to be missed. These are ciders you might not be able to get unless you were able to travel the world. So this is a really great thing. We also have our LGBTQIA event. We have our newcomer networking. This is kind of our introduction into CiderCon by allowing these events where you can start to meet and mingle with people, to make those connections, to see your family, to see your family, your friends, get your hugs in and make sure that you start seeing everybody before the real collaboration and learning starts to happen.
Right, absolutely. And I think it's really neat that and I think is it usually at the luncheon on the second day, so maybe Thursday, when you do get to announce the people that pass the certified POM exam, and everyone gets to stand up there. It's a really cool opportunity to be able to do that. But like you said, the meat of CiderCon really is Wednesday and Thursday. For this, it'd be the 4th and 5th of February. There's got to be so much planning for even just getting into this. You have to like find ideas, find people, and get it all scheduled out. I mean, what kind of planning goes into this before we even talk about like some of the seminars? I mean, when did 2026 begin the planning process?
I think for a lot of people, it really begins probably about 2 years before.
Sure.
And that's logistically, that's finding the venue really begins at least 2 years before. And then at least a year before is when we start an open call for we want to bring people knowledge on what they want to learn about. So we as an association don't always dictate exactly what the sessions are going to be. First, we ask, what is it that you want to learn about? And then we make sure that we find people who are the best of the best in that category. So we're going to bring you the best minds in that category who are going to bring you the best information. So we make sure that we are bringing you as best as we can, and whether or not that is strictly within the cider industry. So there are going to be some categories within our 5 tracks where, it isn't strictly for the cider industry. So this can be, let's say vision and leadership. There are people within vision and leadership who those span multiple industries. You can be amazing in vision and leadership and bring things that span across more than just cider industry. These can be, large companies who come in to bring their expertise in vision and leadership that can track down to the very smallest cidery with ideas that can help you grow your business. So we really, all of these things happen over a large span of time and through a number of people. This takes a lot of people to put together. We put our all into it because this really is so important to us, because this industry is so important to us. We're people who, this is our lifeblood. This is what we do. This is what we love. So we put our all into it. It really does show by what we bring to the table. And I think people really appreciate that when they go to a session and they can see the passion that people bring to the table.
And it's really neat. I get an opportunity, and I'm writing a preview that will run the following week after this runs on Cider Business and Brewer Mag to, kind of give an insight. And already I've heard from Jon from Michigan on, what he's going to be working on. I'm going to be talking with some other people. So Jessica at Two Towns has already gotten back to me. So, we're getting some information compiled for that about what to expect as well, along with the great, I love that you guys give a full snippet preview of, what these things are going to be about. And like you said, 5 different tracks. So there's always something a little different. If you're just looking for a business track, there's kind of something like that. There's marketing growth strategies. There's orchard and apple innovation, terroir and storytelling, craft and production excellence, tasting sessions, vision and leadership, like you said. So you really is like, it's not just for the owner of a cidery. It's not just for the cider maker of a cidery. You can find something in any aspect of your working there that you'll be able to pick up something and turn around and bring it back, and it's active to you. You can walk in, I learned this last week, and now it's going to make our cidery better no matter what aspect it is. I think that is the most important part about these seminars.
There's absolutely something for everyone, and that's not just within the sessions. So there's 26 sessions, 10 of which are tasting sessions. There's also the trade show. So this year, which is the first year ever, we're actually doing an artisan marketplace within the trade show. So the trade show is not just for people who are looking to go to, buy large machinery to, now it's for people who want to go to buy, permanent jewelry or little things to take back to their family. We also have the American Cider Association bookstore. We have all of these things. The trade show is now for everyone as well. We really want CiderCon to be completely inclusive, that every single person, every single space at CiderCon is absolutely for you.
And it wouldn't go without tasting, like you said, some ciders. There's a lot of tours that you guys got lined up. I got to open up my tab here because you guys got on Monday, Connecticut tour, a Rhode Island tour, Prohibition in Providence tour, culinary arts. And then I see some more even on a Friday with an Albany cider region, a Hudson Valley cider region. That's got to, it's just another logistics thing, putting things together. I mean, how big of a deal? Because if you're already on the road, you might as well enjoy yourself a little bit. Like having the tastings before and after obviously have to be a hit.
They are. And that's something to me that is so special because we really want to feature the local cideries. We want to feature the people and bring people to them to really be able to showcase what it is that they're doing, because each and every one of them are so different. They're really producing these amazing ciders. And more than just producing these ciders, it's about their story. And by being able to move CiderCon around every year, each one of them, we're giving them the opportunity to tell their story to a whole new crowd of people. And, that whole new crowd of people then gets to tell their story, especially in this digital world where everyone is taking photos. We're now able to really help them get their story out and have their story heard by a whole new crowd of people who maybe would not have been able to experience, visiting these smaller cideries who maybe weren't able to be open on a Monday in February.
Well, we're looking forward to it as always. And has it been announced for 27 yet, or are you guys going to be announcing that in Providence where you guys are having it?
We will be announcing in Providence, and we're so excited. CiderCon every year is always it's always such a good time, and I cannot wait for this one. We'll be announcing next year. We'll also be announcing all of our certified Pamalier exam dates for the next year as well.
Yep.
Lots of big announcements.
Awesome.
Still having our certified Pamalier awards lunch as well. So you can always see who the certified Pamaliers were for the previous year. And who knows, maybe you can be one for next year.
Absolutely. Jennie, thanks so much for the preview.
Of course. Thank you.
This Brewer Mag podcast is sponsored by Keg Logistics. Now's the perfect time to review your keg management strategy. Whether you're seeking a truly flexible keg rental program or intrigued by the seamless distribution freedom of paper fill, Keg Logistics is ready to craft a personalized solution for you, ensuring you receive the kegs you need precisely when you need them. For details, visit keglogistics.com/brewermag. Keg Logistics, modern solutions for keg efficiency. And we'd like to welcome our newest Brewer Mag podcast sponsor, Square. Square keeps every corner of your brewery moving. From orders and payments to staff and data, Square helps you manage it all so you can focus on the good stuff. See how Square can help your business at square.com/good stuff. Thanks to them for supporting the Brewer Magazine podcast. And we're joined here on the Brewer Magazine and Cider Business Podcast with Caitlin Braam, who's the founder and CEO of Yonder Cider. Caitlin, thanks for talking with us about the upcoming CiderCon.
Of course. Thanks for having me, John.
So the name of the seminar you're going to be speaking on is From Concept to Crowd, Innovative Tap Rooms. It's going to be Shaughnessy from South Hill, yourself and Chris from Baum and Cider. It's going to be happening on Wednesday, February 4th, starting at 2 o'clock in Providence at CiderCon. What is kind of the overall view of what you guys are going to be talking about, and why did you want to speak about it and talk about innovative tap rooms?
Yeah, for sure. Tap rooms are a huge passion of mine. I think creating spaces is something I've always been passionate about, whether it's Yonder or another company I've worked with. And it's just always fun to see what other people are doing and talk about new and creative ideas. We all know that there's trivia nights. We all know there's bingo. There's all of these things. But what is it beyond those kind of basic, everyone's doing them strategies that can help us grow our tap rooms, get our brand out there, and just keep people excited about what we're doing?
Now, how well do you know Shaughnessy and Chris? Like, was this kind of a throw together? You guys know each other, put it together, and had something to build, or they gave you an idea and pitched it to you? Like, how do you guys put together a seminar?
The CiderCon crew put together our group and pitched it to us. And I think what they did is they picked a really beautiful group of people because we all have such different concepts and tap rooms and honestly venues in which we're located. So for example, Shaughnessy, they're on an orchard, they're on a farm, and that creates different challenges than I do here in Ballard and the things I face in the middle of Seattle. And then, for Bauman's, they've got an amazing food program on site, and that has a whole different element. And so I think it's just a really great mix to be able to show people what all different types of cideries are doing and be able to pull from a lot of different experiences.
So when you guys start laying this out, like, how long have you guys been working on it, and how do you decide, okay, we have about 40 minutes or so, leave some room for questions to be able to have a comprehensive, but, still quick, and don't bore the hell out of people as well?
I know it's hard because what we want to do is have a conversation, right? We know there'll be a lot of questions. We want to talk about not just what we do at the tap room, but also the challenges we face, the things that have worked, the things that haven't worked, because you can't go into this and be like, everything we do is perfect and has gone great, because it's just not true. And so we want people to take away learnings and not just ideas. And so what we're going to do in the beginning is we're kind of going to talk through each of our tap rooms. I have two, and so I'll talk through those two, and then Bauman's, and then South Hill. So we'll kind of go each through our own tap rooms and give an overview of them. And then we have, 5-6 questions we're going to go through, and we're each going to kind of answer and start the discussion with a little time for Q&A at the end. It is a rush. There's a lot to get through, but I think it'll be a really great discussion.
Yeah, and you've spoken at CiderCon before, right?
Yes, I am thankful that I speak almost every year on some topic, but honestly, I love talking about creating spaces. So I'm really excited for this one and to show what we do, but also hopefully take some learnings away myself from my great panelists that I'm speaking with.
Yeah, and I gotta say, I'm sure. Do you get a lot of reach out after the fact of people like either grabbing you right after, seeing you somewhere in the hall later? I mean, how impactful is it when you get on that stage that people can kind of associate your face and be able to feel more comfortable to go talk to you? And again, this all helps build the industry as it is.
It's huge. And I think, again, there are not a ton of new ideas out there in the world. They're just how people interpret the ideas to work for their business and their brand. And so I think this conversation is hopefully a jumping off point. Like, I don't think anybody, I mean, people can totally just go copy what we're doing if they want to, but hopefully they take these ideas and make them their own and just put their own special twist on it for their brand, because every audience is different, every city is different, every tap room is different. And so that's what we're hopefully encouraging people to do. Yes, please do come up to me afterwards. Please come up to the other panelists afterwards. It's funny, I was recently giving a similar talk at a brewers conference, and people came up and they were like, hey, can I get the blueprints for those A-frames you built outside? And I was like, happily, my husband did them. I'll send them to you. And so there's no gatekeeping around here. It's not a total secret as to what we do. But again, we really hope that it just helps people think outside the box when it comes to getting people into their spaces and hopefully, again, drinking more cider.
Absolutely. So again, it's going to be happening on Wednesday, February 4th, starting at 2:00. It's going to be Shaughnessy Bordas of South Hill, Chris Liema of Bauman's, Caitlin here from Yonder. It's called From Concept to Crowd, Innovative Tap Room. So I'll be looking forward to that. And speaking of Yonder, what's new with you guys? I'm sure there's always some good stuff for you.
Always something, right? So we just celebrated 5 years in August. So that feels crazy because we started during the pandemic. We just did a really large expansion at our production facility in Wenatchee. So that's exciting. We just finished harvest because we press cider fruit every year. Did one of our largest cider fruit pressings ever this year and finished before Christmas. So that was exciting for us. But there's just always something going on. We're re-releasing a cider called Stoked here shortly that we haven't released in a few years. But we got those Stoke red apples, so we're making a go of it this year.
And it was funny because I was just flipping through my cider business account and a Chase advertisement showed up and you're on it. Yeah. Tell me about that. How did that all happen?
We bank with Chase for Yonder, and they're always looking for interesting, outspoken business owners to come and talk about why working with Chase is great. And so, yeah, as you know, I do a lot of interviews. I speak at a lot of conferences because I really do love it. And I think it's great to share knowledge. I'm not a gatekeeper, and I also am learning every day myself. And so whether it be through Chase or the CiderCon conference, I take a lot of the opportunities that come my way to get the message out there, not only about Yonder, but about drinking more cider. So that's funny. I haven't even seen that one.
Caitlin, it's always great talking with you and appreciate you sharing it. And we're looking forward to hearing from you.
Lovely. I'll see you in Providence.
This Brewer Mag podcast is sponsored by Keg Logistics. Now's the perfect time to review your keg management strategy. Whether you're seeking a truly flexible keg rental program or intrigued by the seamless distribution freedom of paper fill, Keg Logistics is ready to craft a personalized solution for you, ensuring you receive the kegs you need precisely when you need them. For details, visit keglogistics.com/brewermag. Keg Logistics, modern solutions for keg efficiency.